Today I'm going to be giving you some measurements for these Jashika cat lights. Now specifically I wanted to measure before the lights began to see how much lead it gives you, and then whether that is included in the actual length of this or not. As sometimes they'll say, oh, it's 40 foot long or 20 foot long or whatever the case might be, and then the lead is, a big chunk of that. So I wanted to give you the exact measurements on that. Now this can actually be plugged into a battery connector, so this can be unplugged or plugged directly into the wall. So totally up to you on that. So I'll give you the measurements on both of those. So let's start with the entire thing. I'm just going to give you the lead, right? So from the battery pack itself, all of the way until there are lights. So let's go ahead and go here. I'm just pulling it out and measuring. And to the first light, we're going to have 91 inches. So about 7.5 foot before we get to the first light. Now this is going to give us an additional 10 inches or so. So it's going to be about 8.5 foot or so if you have it plugged in directly to the wall before you get to the first light. Now your distance between these cats, so between the lights, is going to be about 4 inches or so because the light is actually going to be in the center of these. Now I want to go ahead and stretch out these cats. They are a little tangled up. That is definitely a downside to just these cats in general. They can get tangled pretty easily, but I do want to give you a full measurement of how much you're actually going to have of lights. So let's go ahead and start here at the first cat, and I'm going to work my way across. I'm just going to hold it where the wire is at and then go up some more. And we're just going to keep on going with that. We're at 70 inches now. Going to be at 87. And then all the way to the end, we're going to be right around 10 foot. My tape measure is only a 10-foot tape measure. We're going to be 112 inches. So not quite 10 foot, about 9.5 foot on the actual light section for these cat lights. So hopefully those measurements are helpful to you when you're trying to plan on how many of these you need, if you need just one, where you're going to put it, those sorts of details.